This is the presentation done on behalf of Massachusetts Dietitian in Healthcare Communities Group, and the topic of this presentation is Sarcopenia with Nutritional Anemias. And my name is Dr. Vasu Brown. I'm honored to speak to the Massachusetts Dietitian Community Group. Thank you. The topic is sarcopenia with nutritional anemia, and I would like to address both integrative and functional medical perspective. My name is Dr. Brown. I work as a hospitalist in New Bedford Rehab Hospital, and I work as a wound care and pain management consultant in multiple long-term care facilities. Sarcopenia comes from the Greek word meaning poverty of flesh. Sarco is flesh and penia is poverty. And it's a degenerative loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength, and it's associated with aging. There is half to 1% loss per year after the age of 25. Sarcopenia shows the signs of aging. The typical appearance would be the sagging or wrinkled skin. People will have very flax skin and hair loss, trembling extremities, loss of coordination, and a stooped posture. These are a few signs of sarcopenia, and it's because of the loss of muscle mass and coordination that results from process of aging, but it isn't inevitable. There are three factors associated with sarcopenia. The condition is generally attributed to due to aging, and the main thing that's happening is the multi-unit restructuring, which we will address it later. And the second process behind it is protein deficiency and change in hormone concentration. Traditional medicine wants us to add more protein, and the hormonal changes are not taken into consideration typically when we are treating patients with sarcopenia. But from a functional integrative medicine, we understand that the protein deficiency does not necessarily mean adding protein, but it's to give essential amino acids, which is needed, which is a breakdown product of protein. The main problem is the population is not digesting their protein, and that is what is triggering all this. And the second thing is due to environmental toxicity and the toxic load we have, there is a hormonal imbalance created by excess estrogen coming either from the environment or through the products that is artificially fed with hormones that causes hormonal imbalance in the body. And some are, like I said, out of person's control because of the disease or environmental condition. But all these combined produce the age-related loss of muscle coordination mass, which results in sarcopenia. So when we are treating sarcopenia, you want to understand what is a non-essential protein versus essential protein. There are some protein that we are able to make, but there are some, if we lose our ability to synthesize our own protein over time, then it does become protein loss. So the factors that affect these are insulin, like growth hormone, testosterone, and growth hormone all play a major role in protein production, synthesis, and use. And like I said, when people eat food that's hurtful to the body, the pancreas gets insulted and it needs insulin. And over time, these surges in sugar up and down causes insulin insensitivity, and over time we lose the ability to respond to these insulin-like growth hormones. And also hormone declines over age, not necessarily because of aging, but it's also because of environmental pollution. There is excess estrogen with low progesterone in females and low estrogen in males, and this compounds the protein deficiency, and combined with motor unit restructuring results in a physical manifestation of aging. Motor unit restructuring is the inevitable death of neuron cells. The motor neurons and muscle fibers they command are called motor units, and the motor neurons either are fast-twitch neurons which commands a limited number of neurons, which is like fast eye movements, ability to run and walk faster, stuff. The slow twitch neurons, on the other hand, command a higher number of fibers, but has a less precise movement. So it is like more balancing movement and stuff. So when the fast twitch neurons die, usually the neurons die after 50, 100 times of replication as a normal preset lifetime it is given when we are born. When FT neuron dies, slow twitch neuron situated nearby will attach itself to the new abandoned muscle fiber. Then the dead neuron, which originally commanded the ST neuron, takes over, innervating and keeping them alive. This change in command is known as motor unit restructuring. So when, to reiterate the previous slide, when the eventually, they found through space, NASA research that in space the reversal happens, that the fast twitch neurons replaces the slow twitch neurons because they don't have the gravity to give them the coordinated balance and movements. So they found both whether it's sarcopenia due to the replacement of slow twitch, replacing the fast twitch neurons, or the other way around. In space, especially, the muscles store easy because the fast twitch neuron doesn't give sustenance to the muscle fibers. So together they found the only thing that works is resistant training. So the old way of saying walking and doing exercise and stuff they found was not that effective compared to doing resistant and endurance training. And to correlate with lab value, the total protein normal range should be 6.6 to 7.4, but if it is below 5.9 or above 8.8, both are bad. The dehydration is the main reason why albumin would be high. And in dehydration, you would also notice serum chlorides would be high, serum creatinine would be high, and the hemoglobin hematocrit would be high, BUN would be high, which is an indicator that we need to go up on their water intake, and you have to support the adrenals because adrenals get stressed if there is not enough water in the body. And also, I like to add L-glutamine, 3 grams per day, and sodium chloride tabs if they are a younger population, under 30 years of age. Because of sweating, they use lots of salt, so it would be good for them to have sodium chloride. But in elderly, on the other hand, you don't want to replace sodium chloride. You want to be prudent because you would rather watch what's happening with their kidney and heart. And the disease to monitor would be diabetes mellitus because if the sugar is very high in the body, they're going to be dehydrated because it's a hyperosmotic state, and they would be third spacing their fluids. And then the adrenals and cancer also can affect the albumin and other lab values, so you want to see what's going on there. Liver, gallbladder issues you want to monitor, and if there is rheumatoid arthritis, or if there is a specific amino acid need due to disease process, you want to monitor that. And if thyroid is low, their metabolism is low, indirectly it's coming from hormones. Like I said, the hormone deficiency or excess imbalance indirectly affects the thyroid and lymphatics. So you want to adjust the thyroid too. And the thiamine deficiency, B1 deficiency, or congestive heart failure, hypertension, chronic kidney disease, you want to monitor all these things. And the protein malnutrition, if there is overall, everything would be low. Total proteins, albumin, calcium, hemoglobin, hematocrit, white count, BUN, all would be low. So then you want to replace the overall in protein malnutrition. Typically in third world countries, we don't see food allergies, but you want to be careful in the developed countries and watch for food allergies and add the protein that they are responding to. And also always look for digestive inflammation. If albumin is low and serum phosphorus is low and other white count and hematocrit low, MCH is normal or high, you want to test for H. pylori so that you can rule out the digestive cause for low albumin. So you want to optimize diet in sarcopenia. Check for serum globulin. If it is high, it might be due to liver disease, free radicals, or parasites. And if it is low, they need hydrochloric acid. You want to confirm with serum phosphorus. If MCV and MCH is high, BUN is high, and carbon dioxide is low, anion gap is high, it is a thiamine need. And the hydrochloric acid need would be confirmed if it is a low phosphorus. And alkaline phosphatase, if it is low, it means liver does not have enough energy, so it is an indirect need for zinc, which is causing low hydrochloric acid. And also, if you can check for urinary indican if you have a private practice, because it's an indirect measure that the people are not digesting their proteins. And low albumin globulin ratio shows the blood is very thin, so you want to make sure their coumadin and their aspirin or Plavix or whatever blood thinners they are on is not indirectly affecting the albumin globulin. And when it is high, it is blood stasis. The blood is very sludgy, so it's a need for vitamin E, which is actually what is the one directly thins the blood. So you want to see whether you want to supplement them with vitamin E. And supplement hydrochloric acid to improve their digestion. And the natural way, like I said, is the vinegar. You can either do apple cider vinegar in the Whole Food store, or any pure organic vinegar substitutes with salad, or you can do half ounce after you eat your meals, improve your digestive enzymes. I usually supplement my patients with Creon, either 12 or 24, depending on how symptomatic they are. And you also increase gut serotonin, which is what is going to make them feel satiation, with niacinamide, vitamin B6, 5-HTP, and you want to heal the gut. I use in outdoor practice bromelain, but I'm not sure whether the hospital will allow you to use it. And you want to do resistance training exercise with muscles. And this is the reiteration of the previous comment I made. Like I said, in space, the opposite of motor unit restructuring that we Earth-born people experience takes place. So the slow-twitch neurons tend to die off first, and fast-twitch neurons take up the slack. And astronauts who spend a significant amount of time in weightlessness find that their muscles tear more easily because the FT neurons are used to controlling large number of fibers that ST neurons command. So through its opposite condition, the physiologists have found that sarcopenia and deep space muscle degradation share a common cure, which is resistance training. So you want them to use some sort of resistant TheraBand or weightlifting to improve their muscle.
Hold on.
This is the topic about nutritional anemia. So the nutritional anemia is a condition characterized by inadequate amount of red blood cells, which are produced in our bone marrow. There are three major categories for anemia. They are broadly categorized into anemia caused by a blood loss, or it could be the failure to make enough normal blood cells, or it is because we are rapidly destroying our red blood cells, so we are not meeting the supply demand. So there is more of a destruction and less of a production. So it's an imbalance between supply and demand. Usually in long-term setting, it's more common to see blood loss that is chronic. But blood loss could be both acute or chronic. In acute setting, we immediately transfuse them with blood and we treat them. But blood loss chronically happening due to either chronic diarrhea or chronic disease process can exceed our bone marrow's ability to replace the blood supply, eventually resulting in anemia. And this is because of a rapid destruction of red blood cells, and red blood cells usually last for 3 to 4 months before they are destroyed, and their contents are recycled. But if they are defective, or if the recycling process is accelerated, the marrow may not be able to keep up with the demand for new red cells. So failure to make enough hemoglobin, either because of dietary poor intake of iron, folic acid, vitamin B12, or any of the nutrients that impair bone marrow function, it reduces the production of red blood cells. In addition, cancer, drugs, that is damaging the blood production, toxins, allergic reaction to medications, chronic illness,